What does coffee have to do with international travel? For some, nothing at all. For others, everything. Many people travel to try different kinds of coffee from countries around the globe, and in the process they get to see stunning sights and meet fascinating people while indulging their taste receptors with the dark, bitter grain. In this episode, I will show you 5 of the best countries to drink coffee in the world. However, before we begin, I would like to ask a small favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. First, Italy. Italy is widely recognized as one of the best coffee blending countries on earth. And here's something to keep in mind, Italy is not a coffee producing country. They get their beans from places like Brazil, Ethiopia or Indonesia. They are, nevertheless, masters of the craft of mixing several types to get the most sublime quality. Renowned for its cappuccinos and espressos, quality coffee is an art in Italy. And it's an art they do extremely well. Even non-coffee drinkers can usually find themselves sipping a high-quality Italian espresso or cappuccino because it's not really just coffee. And if you are an average coffee appreciator, there are several Italian brands you have heard of. You may even have had one of their coffees before. What about Lavazza, Kimbo, Illy, Vergnano, or Segafredo? Those are dominating brands when it comes to coffee. It's not so hard to see why they are so popular. They use high-quality beans which can be found through Latin America, Africa and Asia. And what type of coffee do Italians use? Southern Italians, particularly in Sicily, prefer a stronger flavored blend of Arabica and Robusta, whereas Northern Italians prefer a full Arabica type. And then comes the types. Café normale, simply an espresso, served black and in one shot. In Italy it's common to drink it at any time and all day long, with breakfast, between meals, etc. Drinking coffee in Italy is like a daily rite, sometimes multiple times per day. Almost every town you go, even some small villages, will have a cafe with incredible coffee for you. In second place, Brazil. Simply put, Brazil is the world's largest coffee grower, so it should come as no surprise that they also have some excellent coffee. Brazilian coffee can be a little on the sweet side, but don't let deter you from trying them. Brazilian coffee may be slightly different than what you are used to. For example, espresso is milder, beans are roasted darker and give less acidity, but what is most distinctive about Brazilian coffee are their notes of chocolate and nuts when compared to the fruity flavor of Colombian beans. Brazil is home to more than 300,000 coffee farms, and the top growing regions are Minas Gerais, with more than half of the national production, Espírito Santo and São Paulo. Although coffee is grown primarily in warmer climates, its production requires an extreme amount of attention and patience. From bean selection to packing, care must be taken at every step of the process to ensure that each cup is as full-flavored as possible. In fact, transporting coffee from a major producer, such as Brazil, to European markets require a whopping 2 weeks of travel on ships and railroads. This journey exposes coffee beans to heat, humidity and air, 3 elements that can impact flavor, and it's up to companies like Chibo, Segafredo or Vergnano to make sure each batch tastes as delicious as possible when you get your hands on it. Brazil was one of the first countries in Latin America to roast coffee beans on large scale and produce coffee at mass levels. This likely explains why almost 80% of all Brazilians drink coffee every day. In the third place, Colombia. Colombia isn't just one of the best countries for coffee, it's also an excellent travel destination. It's home to many UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including El Peñol and Parque Nacional del Café. Colombia's landscape is as diverse as its culture. Visit Bogotá for some stunning architecture or spend a few days in Medellin exploring art galleries and boutiques. Either way, you won't be disappointed by Colombia's unique mix of history and opportunity. And we dare you to not fall in love with a cup or two from any of these 5 cities. Popayán, Pereira, Manizales, Salento, and Armenia. Colombians are proud of their coffee and have a lot of reasons to be. Growing terroirs that favor high acidity and fruity flavors, Colombian coffees tend to have more acidity than Brazilian ones do. Fourth place, Indonesia. Indonesia produces some of the best coffee beans in all of Asia. The Jambi province of Indonesia is also one of the producers of a rare type of coffee called Liberica. And in fifth place, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is often referred to as the birthplace of coffee, and there is no doubt that it produces some of the world's finest beans. The main coffee producing regions are Yirgacheffe, Sidamo, Kaffa, Jima, and Limu. These regions are thought by many connoisseurs to produce some of Africa's best Arabica beans. Ethiopian Yirgacheffe coffee is a wet processed coffee grown at elevations from 1,700 to 2,200 meters, or 6,500 to 7,500 feet. This Arabica is hardy and drought resistant. Its clean flavor notes and floral aroma won't overwhelm your senses like some bolder coffees. If you are new to drinking specialty coffee or just want a taste of quality without any spice added, Yirgacheffe is a great place to start. And it pairs well with yogurt and citrus fruits. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to subscribe to our channel for the next ones.